And now it's time for another edition of What Would Jello Do? The Barack star has struck again, going back on yet another thing that seemed like a no-brainer for those who were hoping for change, namely a full-on crackdown on medical marijuana. Well-planned and extremely nasty at all levels. To try and wipe out medical marijuana clinics, they're threatening to arrest the banks where their bank accounts are for aiding in drug dealing and being able to confiscate all their assets and sell them before trial, another law that should have been repealed long ago, hint, hint. And they're threatening landlords with charges and property confiscation unless they kick the marijuana clinics out. And the Internal Revenue Service is starting to hit them up for all kinds of back taxes they claim they owe. One clinic in San Jose, for example, got a bill for around $2.5 million saying, well, you can't take these deductions because you're not legal, therefore we want to take all this money from you. In other words, a vicious, multi-pronged attack trying to kill an entire industry that's making a lot of money for state treasuries right in the middle of a depression. Brilliant. In California, they're estimating that the Obama raids are going to cost the state as much as $50 to $100 million in lost revenue, right at a time when everybody says, oh, we have to cut the budget for everything, we have no money. Oh, let's have another $50 to $100 million cut there. Not to mention all the tens of millions being wasted keeping people in prison and arresting them for prohibition-related charges that will one day be laughed at the same way we laugh at Elliot Ness gunning people down for brewing illegal beer in the 1930s or something. And of course, the reason for this, they claim, is, well, he's trying to appeal to moderates in the middle because he's so scared he's going to lose the 2012 election. Well, things like this you kind of deserve to, don't you? How much difference is there between what the extreme right would do in something like that? If you want to cast yourself as Mr. Law and Order, how about collecting the taxes that corporations haven't bothered to pay, which is also going to help balance the budget, and start putting some of those Wall Street bankster crooks in jail like was done during the savings and loan scandal and even to people in Enron. And now we have dozens and dozens of Enrons and they go right on stealing our money and giving them out in bonuses. Because otherwise, of course, back in Prohibition, if people couldn't get their beer at the grocery store or the liquor store, they'd get it from Al Capone. Same here. You wipe out the legitimate growers, the legitimate clinics. Who's going to walk in and take over? But we get a very hostile takeover by the Mexican drug cartels. They won't just put the growers out of business, they'll simply kill people. You really want them running this country's marijuana trade and other drugs instead? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.